Yes, they're on.
Thank you. I'd like to call to order a joint CFD meeting. There will be a regular meeting following this right at 6 o'clock. So this joint meeting of the following community facilities districts. Number 1, Community Facilities General District Number 1. Number 2, Palm Valley Community Facilities District Number 3. Number 3, Community Facilities Utility Districts Number 1. 4, Wildflower Ranch Community Facilities District. 5, Wildflower Ranch Community Facilities District Number 2. 6 is Cottonflower Community Facilities District. 7 is Estrella Mountain Ranch Community Facilities District. 8 is King Ranch Community Facilities District. 9 is Centerra Community Facilities District. And Cortina Community Facilities District. We are all here tonight. It's glad to have everybody back. We have no communication, but now is the time for citizens who would like to address the city district on a non-agenda item. Do we have any cards?
No, Madam Chairman.
Is there anybody in the audience that'd like to speak? All right, since that is not on the agenda now, we'll go on to the consent agenda. Will the district clerk please read consent agenda items 6.1 by title only?
Approved draft minutes from a CFD joint meeting held on June 15th, 2015.
Does anyone wish to remove an item from the consent agenda? Does anybody on the board wish to remove an item? Thank you very much. Then could I have a motion, a second, to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
I heard from board member board member Wally Campbell and board and vice. Did the vice make this? Sorry, I didn't. Vice Chair Loretano. Roll call vote, please.
Vice Chairman Loretano.
Aye.
Board Member Osborne.
Aye.
Board Member Pizzillo.
Aye.
Board Member Campbell.
Aye.
Board Member Stipp.
Aye.
Board Member Homan.
Aye.
Chairman Lord.
Aye.
Passes 7-0.
Great. Let's go to the business. There's one item on the business, which is to consider authorizing the insurance and sale of Community Facilities Utility District Number 1 General Obligation Refunding Bonds. Finance Director Larry Lang will be presenting. Larry?
Thank you, Chairperson Lord. Good evening. Tonight before you is the Utilities District Resolution number 16-097, authorizing the issuance of not to exceed $20 million worth of general obligation bonds, and those bonds will be used to refund, or in English, refinance, existing 2007 Utilities District general obligation bonds. The sole purpose of this is to decrease the debt service required for the Utilities District. The present value of these savings, and this will benefit the property owners north of I-10 that are part of this district, is approximately $1.5 million. The specific amount of the savings will be determined in the future when the bonds are priced and some more of the actual structuring that we need to do on this are completed. But that would be a reasonable estimate of where we would expect that savings to be today. I would like, so that I'm not remiss, to introduce a few of the people in the audience that have spent a lot of time working on this.
Please do.
And I'll kind of go in order as they're seated back there. Kayla Stanfield, of course, from the finance office. Next to Kayla is Zach Sakis from Gust Rosenfeld. Zach, if you'd just stand up and hide around the beam there. Thank you.
Yeah, you kind of have to go back and forth because we, yes, thank you.
One of Zach's job was to put this and the three documents that you see for tonight's meeting all together in a period of less than 3 weeks. I think he did a pretty good job of putting that together. Lauren Morales from RBC, representing the underwriter. Larry Given with, now I got to look this up because the firm, First Southwest. Larry's our financial advisor. Rebecca Chitwood is the controller, and then Scott Ruby from Gust Rosenfeld, who I think all of you have seen before.
Well, I'm going to ask you to get a round of applause for this team because it's a nice job.
So it's not often I come before you with something that is quite this interesting. In other words, you're saving $1.5 million in present value terms by doing this. But if you need a recommendation from me, it would be to adopt Resolution 16-097. Be happy to take any questions.
I have one question. Are they smiling on the dais? Because I can't see from side to
Everyone
side.
seems happy.
Okay, that's all I need, Larry. Thank you. Are there any speaker cards?
No, Madam
Would
Chairman.
anybody in the audience like to speak? All right. Then will the city clerk, district clerk, please read Resolution CFUD number 1, 16-097 by title only, please?
Adopt Resolution CFUD Number 1, Resolution 16-097, authorizing the issuance and sale of its district general obligation refunding bond, Series 2016, in the aggregate principal amount of not to exceed $20 million, delegating the authority to approve certain matters with respect to the bonds, and the bonds being refunded, providing for the annual levy of a tax for the payment of the bonds, authorizing the appointment of a registrar, transfer agent, and paying agent, a depository trustee, and a dissemination agent, approving the form of the bonds and certain documents, and authorizing completion, execution, and delivery thereof, delegating the authority to approve and deem final a form of official statement, approving the sale of the bonds to the purchaser thereof, and ratifying all action taken or to be taken to further this resolution.
Thank you. Could I have a motion and a second?
So, second.
All right. I heard a motion from Board Member Osborne and a second from Board Member Pizzillo. Open for board discussion. Board Member Pizzillo.
Any idea yet, or will it be the budget time? We'll know possibly the dollar impact on this, on your average taxpayer in that district.
At this point, I don't have that impact
Okay.
per taxpayer. We can do that as part of the budget process when we bring it back. But what we're going to be able to do is to reduce the amount of the levy in these as we move forward.
And that will translate into, I would assume, a lower payment. But yeah, if it's at the budget, that'll be perfect, because I'd be curious to know what that is. And I always wondered, your net present value, what discount rate are you using?
It's actually the rate of issuance of the bonds.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, Board Member Osborne.
No question, just a comment. Thank you. It's always a good Monday night when we can save citizens money and keeping us under our target rate. I appreciate that.
I will add to that, it was a pleasure reading this CFD tonight and going through it. So we appreciate all the hard work. So with that, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Board Member Osborne?
Aye.
Board Member Pizzillo?
Aye.
Board Member Campbell?
Aye.
Board Member Stipp?
Aye.
Board Member Homan?
Aye.
Vice Chairman Loretano?
Aye.
Chairman Lord?
Aye.
Passes 7-0.
Well, thank you very much. That was very quick. Does the board have any comments or commendation reports on current events? Does the district manager have anything to report? No, Ma'am. All right. Is there any staff follow-up? No? Okay. So I'm going to adjourn this meeting, and we will start right at 6 o'clock. So please be on the dais for that. This meeting's adjourned.